Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I know you got mad fans in LA, Abner. So, but what'd you think of the main event tonight, Abner?
Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more from Adrian. Not just because he's my friend. I've known the kid since he was 17 years old. You know, he's been part of my team. I know his family. And not just because of that. I mean, we saw what he did with Adrian Broner. We know what he saw with Keith Thurman. You know, he gave him good fights. So with that said, I was expecting for him to do the same thing here. But I mean, he saw us make fights. Danny Garcia was just too strong, too powerful. Man, handle him. I mean, the power was obvious at the very beginning. 2 knockdowns in the very first round. With that said, I mean, it just continued to go that way. I think the stoppage was beyond, perfect. I mean, a lot of people were booing in the audience, but they just want to fight. They don't know. Great performance from Danny Garcia. Great statement. I overheard him say that there was no other way but to get a knockout and make that type of, statement. And hopefully they're talking about, that he's next to fighting maybe a Pacquiao if it's not Thurman.
Now,
we'll see.
Now, like you said, it looked like a mismatch in power and strength, but was it a mismatch in skills as well? Was Danny's skills too much for Granados tonight from what you saw? Was it just...
I don't even think skills were in display in this fight. It was just the power, the manhandling, the pushing back, just the accumulation of punches that we weren't even able to see Adrian Granados try to box him or try to do anything because he couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was just experience and just the fact that he was just big.
Now, while I got you in Fox Abner Morris analyst mode, Terrence Crawford fighting in New York tonight. Danny won his fight. Who's the best welterweight in boxing, Abner?
I like Terrence Crawford. I'm a big fan of him. I like Errol Spence. I'm a fan of their work. I'm a fan of their technique. And again, I'm a fan of the way they It's outsmart and just how they fight their opponents. I mean, the way Errol Spence fought Mikey Garcia was just, phenomenal. I thought Mikey was going to do a lot, better, but,
Who would win that fight head-to-head, Abner?
Errol Spence and Crawford. I would favor a bigger Errol Spence. A bigger Errol Spence. I just, that said itself. I just feel that he's bigger, not better, just bigger. I think they're equal as far as boxing IQ and boxing abilities.
So is it? So you think they're equal? It's not that Spence would win because his size. You think he could?
I think it's the size that Spence will has the advantage and then maybe the power. But again, we'll have to see, man. That's one of the fights that eventually will happen. And within time, you'll see more improvement from each. We'll see how Crawford does against Amir Khan.
Do you think the politics will eventually get out the way and we can see the fight?
I believe so. I am going to be one of the few fighters that is going to push for that because I won an Oscar Valdez before I retired, and we know Oscar Valdez is top rank.